Now, hold on. Before we start the show, real quick, I know y'all lost more money on y'all parlay. All I ask is this, man. Hit that subscribe and hit the bell. It's free. I promise you it ain't cost you nothing to support somebody. I'm just trying to reach 100K subscribers. Let's get to the video.
Yeah. Can you believe they told me that I would never make it? Now we smiling in their faces, smiling in their faces.
We're going to get into what D. Wade and Tracy McGrady had to say. This will refresh your memory.
Replace me with Kobe with Shaq. I don't win a championship. You don't think I could carry the Lakers to a championship? Like, I've never had the opportunity.
Y'all were up 3-1 one time, and you thought y'all had it in the bag.
We up 3-1.
You were up 3-1. So if you're good enough to be up 3-1, they expected you to close the deal. That was the only thing
Kobe's
anybody
never been
ever
up
said.
3-1.
Now,
Who's leading the one who's leading the team? That's the gold member right there. That ring counts.
In that finals, that last finals that they won, Kobe didn't play well. Kobe didn't shoot the ball well. Actually, everybody thought Pau Gasol should have been MVP. That's how well Pau was playing, and Kobe was playing awful.
So we got a great show for y'all today, man. Matt Barnes on his podcast speaking out about the late, great Kobe Bryant and the hella disrespect that we've been seeing. I mean, come on, this is getting out of line. I mean, y'all didn't have this energy for my man when he was here, but now he's gone. And y'all want to jump out the woodwork, Wade and all these dudes, man. Now let's get into what Matt Barnes had to say.
I work for ESPN. I work for Fox. Some of these big machines, when you have people talking about the greatness of players, it's not that I don't respect it. I just don't go by it. And I think a lot of former players don't go by it. You got to listen to what your peers are talking about. It's crazy how when you look at ESPN, Kobe's always on the outside of 10. But when you talk to, there's plenty of clips on YouTube when you're talking to some of the guys that went to war before or after or with them, like, yeah, Kobe's 2, Kobe's 3, Kobe's top 5. So my whole thing too is don't listen to, there's so many athletes. And again, I'm not saying don't listen to the people outside, because there's some very qualified people, but when it comes to like legacy and greatness in a sport, like I would tend to lean towards the players, because you see it day in and day out and know what it takes to lace them up every single day and play through what he played through and do what he did. So I say all that to say, like, there's with the bigger companies and machines and talking heads, there's favorites, there's narratives they stick to, there's dislikes they have. And let's keep it real, like before Kobe died, like he was a hit or miss as far as kind of popularity with some of the shit he had been through and the way people perceived his energy at times. So there was already a lot of kind of but I think after he died, like the real one spoke up to speak about his greatness. But I feel like there's a lot of other people that will speak to stir shit up. And it's crazy that it's former players. You know what I mean? So I just said what I said because like none of you guys was talking this shit when he was here. And the coulda, woulda, shoulda, and the disrespect with the Powell shoulda won the fight. Like it's just like, come on, y'all. Like let's really remember. Let's look at the numbers. And we've all been there with him or against him. Like, let's keep it real. And obviously this is all opinion based. You know what I mean? Like to me, Kobe is the second greatest player of all time.
Agreed.
Period. Like everyone tries to, for some reason, people want to knock his greatness because he played with Shaq, but they don't knock Magic's greatness when he played with Kareem. They don't knock LeBron's greatness when he played with D Wade and Bosh. They don't knock LeBron's greatness when he played with AD. They knock Kobe's greatness because of Shaq, and he was the Rob. But go look at the fucking numbers. You know what I mean? That doesn't say Robin to me. That just says a more mature, older, fucking dominant Shaq and a bad young motherfucker on his way. That's all.
Now, I agree a lot with Matt is saying here. I mean, there's one thing that I know, and that's Kobe. And Kobe was not the most liked guy. He was a ruthless competitor. He alienated himself. He didn't want to be everyone's buddy and friend. The man wanted to do one thing and one thing only, and that's win championships. It was always championship or bust, championship or bust. I've had countless arguments with my peers, friends, and I said this countless times. Big sports companies and the media personalities, they have agendas, they have narratives to push, and they are not always qualified to speak on players. They're no different than politicians. They're going to continue to push a narrative that's going to help them out, and if they get money underneath the table, I'm going to keep saying what I need to say to keep them checks coming in. But with that being said, who do you think I respect more? Somebody like KD when he said this?
It's MJ, Kobe, easy Kobe.
Easy, number 2 ever.
Exactly. I don't even want to say number 2. It's like they just up here with
man, bro. Like,
or Stephen A. personality, or any of those guys on ESPN. And that's no disrespect to them. They do a great job and everything. Well, some of them do. But who am I going to respect more? The guy that played in between the lines, or the guy with a suit behind the camera? It's no surprise guys like Kobe get praised because they're the people's champs. They're not fabricated behind money and narratives, but they get the nod from their peers because they went in the trenches against these guys. I mean, think of all the battles that, Kobe had with some of the great teams like the Spurs and you know what I'm saying, those Western Conference battles with the Kings and the Blazers and everything. These were trenched battles where it's fearless. It's I'm gonna go at you and I'm gonna kill you on this court. Now on the other hand, and I don't like to get into trying to put down another player, but it does seem like there's a lot of people behind the Clutch Sports, check. We've seen people who have been on one side and they completely change, all in the name of money. Now, it's unfortunate, but we definitely see it time and time again. And I think y'all know who I'm talking about when it comes to that camp and what's going on with ESPN and some of the companies that like to promote and talk about a certain player over and over again. And eventually it does get tiring and it does become obvious that somebody's biased. But shout out to guys like Scap Attack and more YouTube community basketball analysts who have no horse in the race besides our eye test. And unfortunately, we have seen big sports personalities switch their stance on players in the name of money. Matt Barnes played with a lot of great players, including Iverson, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Dwight Howard, Kobe Bryant. And he has Kobe as his goal or number 2 for a reason. He went against him in the 2009 finals. He even did a ball fake in his face. Kobe didn't flinch. So he knows what it's like to be on the court with greatness. But he also knows the reality of the situation. It's a political game. It's about who you know. It's about who you're shaking hands with and who you're in business with. Now, if I'm Kobe, a person who alienates myself from time and time again, don't need to be your best friend, don't need to be your buddy. I'm here to play basketball. I'm here to win. I'm here to be better than you at your craft, at the craft that we share. So it's no surprise that these things do happen, but it's unfortunate because there's another generation of basketball players out there who have never got to witness Kobe play. And unfortunately, sometimes they watch these guys on TV who they think because they're on TV, their voice is somewhat important or it holds any weight. In reality, it holds no weight. They're just another guy that's getting paid to say a certain thing. And that's the unfortunate part. But Matt Barnes is right, man. I mean, where was this energy when he was alive? You can always tell the character of a man from what he says in front of you face to face versus what he says behind your back, or in the case of Kobe, when you're no longer here to defend yourself. Very sad to see. Let me know you guys' thoughts on this. This is very interesting. I know Matt Barnes said something before, but, to finally come on this podcast, use his platform to spew the truth and make people understand what's really going on in the basketball community. And when it comes to Kobe's legacy, it's cemented in history. He is a top 2 player in my eyes. Where you rank him is up to you. But if you have him outside of the top 3 or 5, then to me, you're bugging. If you don't think Kobe is top 10, like if he's out of the top 10, I think you're tripping. But if you have him top 5, I respect everyone's opinion. I personally have him top 2. That's where I rank Kobe. I think his legacy and what he's done to basketball, his mentality is like basically everywhere. Everybody's wearing the Kobe 6s. Hell, I even got them right here. I'm gonna show y'all. And I got me the Caitlin Clarks. So I'm always gonna rep for Kobe. Like I said, I experienced this with him. I witnessed the guy play, and he does great things on the basketball court. And I had the pleasure of witnessing him and watching him in person. So with that being said, let me know what you guys' thoughts on this video and what Matt Barnes had to say about this whole situation between McGrady, D-Wade, and Disrespect on Kobe Bryant. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Hit that bell and make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to get notified. Peace.